everybody. Hello. I hope you're having a great Monday morning. And I want to introduce you to makeup artist extraordinaire Heather Baker. How
Hi
are you,
guys.
Heather? Hi. I want you all
I'm
to meet Heather because she's absolutely amazing. She did the makeup for my wedding, and I just wish that I could look like that every day. You are amazing.
oh, you're so sweet. Well, it helps that you're just so naturally beautiful. My job was easy.
Oh,
So
very sweet. Well, this is really fun. You actually are going to help us out a little bit because we have this really strange time right now where we don't know what we're looking like. So we're going to get to all of that. It's just a weird time in beauty right now. But I want to start by just showing some pictures from my wedding and flipping
okay.
through where you were doing that. What is it that drew you to doing makeup in the first place, but especially makeup for weddings?
Yeah. Oh man. I started out in the beauty industry doing hair and I didn't totally love doing hair, but I knew I loved the beauty industry. And so I ended up going to makeup school in LA and then cosmetology school and just fell in love with the power of transformation that makeup can have. And as soon as I kind of started working, I fell in love with being a part of someone's special day. Like how fun that I get to go and make someone feel beautiful and just be around. For the most part, all my brides are super excited and like just fun and they're having their mimosas and they're with their loved ones and it's just such a fun environment for me to be a part of. And so yeah, weddings are one of my absolute favorites to be able to be a part of.
Oh, well, you were so sweet and so professional, and it's amazing how a makeup artist with the right tools can transform a person or enhance what they already have. I know that's a skill that takes a lot of time to learn. So,
Yes, for sure. And I always tell my brides, like, I want you to feel like you. I want it to look like you, but just a little bit more done up. I think so many people think, I just don't know if about getting my makeup done because I don't want to look, crazy or not like myself. And so I always tell them it's just about finding the right makeup artist that can just play off of your naturally beautiful features that you already have.
oh, so nice. Well, okay, so right now, I mean, we were joking about this a minute ago, but it is a really strange time in the world of beauty. We are doing all of these video calls. We're sitting, I mean, I jokingly say this about myself all the time, but I am like a woodland creature. It's like ah, like it's. I mean, a lot of hours pass from when I first wake up in the morning and do makeup, and then who
Yeah.
knows? Like I'm in meetings and talking to people, talking to loved ones who know what I look like. But
Yeah.
we're all kind of like, I mean, first of all, putting on makeup, doing our hair, things like that, it actually gives us like a mental and emotional boost, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think so many people feel guilty about that. Like there's nothing wrong with wanting to put makeup on or take care of yourself. And I know a lot of women, like sometimes we just tend to put a lot of other people first, kids or husband or everyone else besides ourselves. And especially in a time when we're not really seeing anyone. I mean, I usually wear like I have a very, which I know we'll talk about, like a very basic quarantine routine that I've been doing with my makeup. Today I put on more because I was so excited to get to like actually have someone see my face. And it was funny because my husband was like, "Man, your eyes really pop with that eyeshadow." Like I think he's noticing now, like just the difference. But yeah, I think for me, I've noticed such a difference in this time that feels so unknown and like my mental health is all over the place and things just don't feel normal. It helps sometimes just to feel a little bit normal. And if that looks like putting up, doing your hair, anything to make us feel a little bit better right now, I think is okay. It
Absolutely.
doesn't, you don't need it to make you beautiful, but it's amazing sometimes the power it can have.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Now, I'm going to roll this little video that you've created, which is your quarantine routine
Yeah.
as you take us through it, because I know we have these here. I'm clicking all these buttons. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so you start off here. I'll take it back to the beginning. So you say, how to feel put together in less than 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
you kind of start with that great base, right?
Yeah, and I think so many people think, oh, it's got to be overwhelming and so many products, but I just start off with a little bit of foundation. It can be a tinted moisturizer, something really, really light just to even out your skin tone. Usually after that, like I do some bronzer or powder just to kind of set it and some blush. And I mean, I always love having my mascara just to open up my eyes a little bit and some lip gloss. Like it's super basic and easy. I think so many, like even I, as a makeup artist, like even in the mornings, I'm like, oh, why should I get ready? Like I'm only going to the store or I have a few Zoom calls today, but nobody cares. And it's amazing. Like we can take literally under 10 minutes and feel put together, and that just helps our mood for the rest of the day. So why wouldn't you? It doesn't have to be a million steps. It doesn't have to be a million products. It can literally be just, 3 to 5 simple products in your makeup bag that you can grab real fast. And then you're just ready to go for whoever you may see, whether that be your children, your husband, your partner, like, your neighbor across the lawn, a Zoom call.
Well, we were having a funny, I mean, just watching you, like, you're adding blush and everything. And, like, you're already, like, you've just done a couple of steps here and now you're to mascara. Like, we're seeing, it's amazing how right now we're kind of in that odd, like there's this whole new social thing going on where some people will just FaceTime you with no warning too. So it's almost like
Yes.
surprise, you have somebody like looking at your face.
Yes,
It
for
doesn't
sure.
hurt to feel a little bit put together, and mascara is a miracle worker sometimes.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, people are FaceTiming unannounced. And and there's all these Zoom calls, right? We're doing Zoom calls to stay connected, and so it's like, how can I like look somewhat okay and not like a woodland creature, but not like I'm going to the prom.
Exactly. And you did take time to do your hair too, and that's another thing. Like it does not have to look absolutely perfect.
No.
It's okay, but putting it together, like brushing the hair, which sometimes.
Right. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Brushing your hair helps, and I did share this on my Instagram a while ago, but even for us blondes who our roots are growing out, a dry shampoo, like I am obsessed with the really inexpensive Suave kind. It is kind of like a lighter powder, so it really helps with my roots to kind of disguise them. Using some of that, but I think yes, doing your hair. I've seen all like the memes and stuff of like right now someone, whoever's reading this, if they're a woman, they have their hair in some kind of weird ponytail.
Yeah.
And I have been doing lots of messy buns, but also keep in mind like sometimes that can be damaging if you're constantly wearing your hair up and you don't want to get a ton of breakage. So just put some curls in it and let it go for a couple days, and it helps you just feel a little bit normal, and it's a little healthier for your hair too.
Absolutely. Great advice. Okay. So, as I get this back. Okay, so right now, we're all thinking about cleanliness and germs and everything. And I know this is really something that women need to be thinking about all the time.
Yes.
Because there are people who will not clean those brushes. And, there's all kinds of theories about, oh, well, it's going to be too hard to add more makeup into a clean brush. I don't know. Talk to us about cleaning brushes. I mean, I always think of it kind of like cleaning art brushes, the kind of the same way. You got to get the stuff out. Why
Yes.
is it so important to clean them?
Yeah, so for sure. I mean, yes, I've always been a germaphobe, so I'm kind of glad that the world it seems like it's catching up to me a little bit. But makeup brushes for sure. I always get on my sisters about this, but you definitely want to be cleaning your makeup brushes because they can harbor so much bacteria. It's something that's touching your face. If you're someone who's prone to have bouts or oily skin, definitely you're going to want to clean them even more. But I'll kind of walk you through just how I clean my brushes and what I recommend. I usually just get like a cup, fill it with some warm water. I am a germaphobe, so I use antibacterial hand soap, which is hard to come by these days. So you could also use like a baby shampoo, any type of company that you like that sells their brush cleaner or brush shampoo is great too. I do about 1 part of warm water to 1 part of soap to about 2 to 3 parts of warm water. You're going to take all your brushes, you're going to kind of swish them around in there. You don't want them to soak for too long because it will start to break down the brush. But literally what I do is I start to pull each one out. I'll put a little bit of soap on my hand, really just like you'll see it lathering, you'll see all that color coming out. Kind of rinse them under warm water, separating the brush hairs. And then once I feel like they're kind of that all that gunk is out of there, I towel dry it and then I lay it over a ledge like this to dry. So it has space all the way around to evenly dry. It doesn't lose its shape. You never want to just put them back in your cup like this because the water will seep down in here, loosen the glue, and then they fall apart. But that's a great way to clean your brushes. Really give them a good deep clean. Usually I always tell my clients, I would say at least once a month to do that. And then once you are all done and they're kind of laying out on your counter to dry, you can spray a little bit of like rubbing alcohol or witch hazel on them for an added extra just cleaning agent. But it's always a good sign to clean your brushes, like if they start to fall apart. So if you have that one brush that you're sitting there like picking all the brush hairs, don't give up on it. Don't like throw it away yet. That might just be a good sign that it's ready to be washed. But then also if you start breaking out, that might be a good sign. But I would say at least once a month would be ideal. And we're all stuck inside right now. So what better time to clean out your brushes and get them all nice and squeaky clean for your skin.
Yes, and also go through all the old makeup. Stuff shouldn't be sitting around in there that's too old.
Yeah.
That's not good. My mom taught me as a kid, actually, when I was just getting started, like that rubbing alcohol cleans mirrors and like disinfects everything. So like if you really want to make them all pretty, that's a miracle.
Yes, and that's what I use. I use rubbing alcohol to clean my brushes. It's not the best for the brush hairs, but as a professional, I'm more worried about some of the germs. And so, yes, with my clients, I'm using a very high percentage of rubbing alcohol, but that's always great to have, even just at home. It's like Windex. There's so many uses.
It's so true. It's a miracle. I love it. Now, you are a small business owner right now, and I mean, it has to be tough. Like your entire business is being very close and literally hands-on with people. So how are you working around that with social distancing and in the time? Like, how are you finding your way?
Yeah, so it is really hard. I've been self-employed for almost 8 years now. I absolutely love it. Never in a million years could I have anticipated something like this. And so, yes, as a small business owner and someone right now who is considered non-essential and shut down, I've lost a lot of business, and that has been super hard. But I try to look for the positives. I've been really trying to pour into my social media to like give my clients some of the tips and tricks and different videos and things I wouldn't necessarily have time to do before because I'm out doing everyone's makeup and working on photo shoots and commercials and different things. Now I have the time to kind of sit down, listen to my followers and give them things that they want to know, things that they want to hear, do live Instagram question and answers. So that's been fun. And then right when everything first started, I was like, you know what? I have so many people that ask to do makeup lessons. And I absolutely love being able to help empower women with the makeup that they already have, but then also make suggestions of things that their makeup bag might be lacking. And we're all stuck inside, so I feel like a lot of us are going through things and cleaning out. And so I started doing virtual makeup lessons through Zoom, where we just hang out over Zoom. We do our makeup together. I go step by step with you. I have you show me what's in your makeup bag. I kind of tell you some products maybe that would be good to add in or things that you could probably get rid of. Answer any and all of your makeup questions that you may have because there's just so many different types and brands and what does this do? I bought this, because they said I had to have it and now it just sits in my makeup bag because I don't remember why. So we go over all the questions and stuff. So that's been kind of fun. So I've been trying to learn and just navigate, okay, what does this look like? How can I keep my business going, my, reputation, everything like that going strong, even when everything else is trying to get me to just be still and not work.
Right. Oh, it's so hard. Well, I commend you. Everybody is rooting for small businesses like yours to succeed right now. And the creativity and innovation, like doing a Zoom makeup class like that, it's brilliant. And it gives that one-on-one opportunity. And I know I've known some brides and grooms who have had to reschedule their weddings. And I know the whole industry, of course, is all about bringing people together. So I know that's challenging right now. So while everything's kind of on, a hiatus at the moment in some ways, there are some things that we can all do though if we are planning a wedding, right? Like, so what is something a client could go to a makeup artist like you and say, okay, we can work on this right now, cross some things off that list?
Yeah, for sure. So it is interesting. Every weekend I have weddings. Friday, Saturday, I'm usually booked, especially right now because we're getting into that busy season for us in Colorado. And so, yeah, it's hard. All of my weddings through almost July have been, either postponed or just canceled altogether or rescheduled. Some of them are holding out, but they're freaking out. And so I can't imagine planning a wedding and just that stress of, do we still do it? Do we not? And then there's other factors too. I have brides with family members that have cancer that, they want them to be there. Like I've really, my heart goes out to all of the bride and grooms right now, planning their weddings, trying to figure out what is best. And so most of mine have been rescheduling for, maybe next year. I have had a few brides that are like, I'm going to stick to doing a real small ceremony. And, at right now it's looking like they can only have about 10 people. And so we're going to do a Zoom phone call where like I go over how to do their makeup. I have some YouTube videos that I've recommended here. Watch this. Helping them order the products they would need to know what's going to photograph well, what's going to stay. So I try to really be there for them and give them the most support that I can, but then also reassure them, okay, let's talk about rescheduling your wedding. When are you thinking? I'd love to be able to do it. The hard thing is a lot of vendors, they book out through the rest of the year. So if you are like, I'm going to reschedule in October, most of the time your vendors are going to already be booked. And so I just really try to work with them. And if I'm not available, I'm like, okay, let's find someone who is about the same artistry level that we can connect you with. I don't ever want to leave a bride high and dry, especially going through all this. So they can definitely be reaching out to their vendors, just saying, I've had a lot of brides say, this is our plan B. Are you available? And they check first before they just, move on and pick a different date. So just checking with your vendors. If you want to do your own makeup, maybe setting up a phone call with your makeup artist and getting the products you need. Just stuff like that, I think, is things that they could definitely be doing. But
and just looking for that inspiration and even just research. I mean, planning a wedding, if people are like, okay, well, my wedding's not till, early next year, having those conversations now and trying to book younger people. I mean, it's amazing how many you go into it. You don't realize how many people you need. It's just this huge team.
Well, and hair and makeup used to be such a luxury for weddings, and now it is a necessity, which is great for me.
Yeah.
But it used to be like, oh, that's just, a luxury. And now everyone understands the value and the importance of it. And so, yeah, reaching out, I have brides that book over a year in advance, and then there'll be some that try to book 2 months before, and it's like, whoa, 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 so reaching out to your hair and makeup people, your glam squad as early as possible. Never feel bad about that. Like, we love it because it does get a little crazy for us. So,
of course, yeah, you're busy. And yeah, no, that it makes, oh my goodness, it makes the pictures look so much better. And it also just the pressure of trying to do it. I mean,
yeah, you feel pampered, right? Like,
yes. Oh my gosh. And you helped out with a bunch of other ladies. Like, my mom and I have talked about this repeatedly, what a great, at first you're like, okay, that's just another thing to do. But no, what a wonderful choice it was to have a makeup artist who did a beautiful job, made us feel great. And that was until the very end of the night. So like the whole day felt like I was put together, which is a miracle.
So. Yeah, I mean, it's a long day, and a lot of my brides have to be ready, 4 or 5 hours before the wedding. And so I always make sure, it's great to have a professional that uses really great quality products that, I can guarantee my brides, you're going to look exactly the same when you leave in that limo to say goodbye than you did when we finished your makeup. So using the right products to get it to stay, and photograph well, not look heavy, but enough to where I know it's going to look flawless in photos, but person to person, you're going to look beautiful too, and not like you have too much on. So it's definitely something that, we just try to do our best as makeup artists of, teaching people like how important that is.
Yeah. Well, it really is. It's an artistry. Is there anything else you want us to know right now?
Oh man. Well, I'm super thankful for being in an industry that will still be there. Like I know there's so many of you ladies out there that are just itching to hear when the salon's gonna open back
Yes.
up. I know Ashley before you had asked like how people can support small businesses, but what I love is like the beauty industry will never die and people always want to look their very best and that's awesome and there's nothing wrong with that and I think it's great and I think it's really going to thrive after all of this. But, I plan on when I go to see my hair girl, she's going to have a little bit more of her time cut out for her. And so when I go see my hairdresser, she's not going to charge me anymore, but I'm going to give her an extra tip, just things like that to help support some of those other small businesses that are working harder. Same with lash extensions. A lot of my clients are going to be just totally bald. And so we're going to be starting from fresh, but I'm not going to charge them the full amount because that, doesn't feel totally fair. And so, I know for me going to get my beauty services, I'm going to just be taking care of the people who, are ready to get back to work. I know a lot of salons are doing gift cards and different things like that, but also just showing some social media love, I think is great. Just helping them boost their mood and spread word about their company. Like everybody loves, no small business owner would be mad
Yeah.
if someone's posting about their business and saying how wonderful they are. So if you've got some great, people in the beauty industry in your life, show them some love and post about them. And yeah, when you go back to see them, give them a little extra love.
Yeah, they deserve it. It's tough. It's a tough time, and we're rooting for all of you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for taking some time out and giving us such great information. This has been really nice. Thanks, Heather.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see
You
you
too.
and happy almost 1 year anniversary.
Thanks. We're getting there.
So exciting. But yes, it's such an honor to get to talk with you. So thank
Thank
you.
you too. All right, bye bye.
Okay.